an 80-year-old who deadlifts 400 pounds, a 95-year-old who still competes in track and field. How is this possible when most men feel their power fading after 40? It's not a genetic lottery ticket, it's a blueprint. They follow 3 specific protocols that fly in the face of conventional advice for, quote, aging gracefully. In the next 60 minutes, we are not just going to tell you these 3 secrets, we are going to give you their complete blueprint to reclaim the power you thought was gone for good. The widespread advice for men over 50 is often based on fear. Experts tell you to slow down. They say take it easy. They recommend scaling back intensity to manage perceived risk. But for the men who live longest and strongest, that path is an express lane to weakness, not longevity. The senior athletes who truly dominate their age groups defy this cautious wisdom. They are not focused on slowing the rate of decline. They actively build and maintain peak functional strength. This drive for enduring power is the key. It links directly to superior hormonal balance and the robust vascular vitality essential for functional leg strength and sexual health. We dissected the training logs and daily lives of these exceptional men. We looked past fad diets and the marketing hype. We identified 3 non-negotiable pillars. These pillars forge a body and mind that resists aging's conventional narrative. If you are committed to making your strongest years lie ahead, this blueprint is your new instruction manual. We are dedicated to delivering evidence-based strategies that ensure your functional power never wanes. To receive every deep dive and actionable plan we release, subscribe now and hit the notification bell. The central challenge facing men as they age is not simply the overall loss of muscle mass, known as sarcopenia. The deeper biological issue is the loss of asterisk power. They lose the rapid capacity to recruit critical muscle fibers quickly. They lose explosive responsiveness. This loss is the primary cause of functional decline. Understanding this distinction is the first secret. Secret 1. They prioritize power and intensity. The first operational secret of elite senior athletes is this: they focus their training on developing power and speed. They prioritize intensity over volume. Most men shift entirely to low-intensity exercise after 45. They walk, they cycle slowly, or they use machines with light weight. They stop training the specific muscle fibers that keep them explosive, reactive, and truly strong. We possess 2 primary categories of muscle fibers. Type 1 fibers are the slow-twitch fibers. These handle endurance and long-duration, low-intensity work. Type 2 fibers are the fast-twitch power fibers. These are responsible for sudden acceleration, jumping, and generating immense, immediate force. The most alarming reality of aging is that men lose their type 2 fast-twitch fibers significantly faster than any other tissue in the body. Losing type 2 fibers means losing the ability to avoid a fall. It means losing the reserve strength needed in a crisis. Senior athletes instinctively fight this biological decay. They do not tolerate hours of low-intensity movement. They utilize heavy resistance and acute intensity to specifically maintain those critical type 2 fibers. Heavy, challenging resistance training is the key signal the body uses to preserve this powerful tissue. If you fail to demand explosive power from your body, the system assumes the capability is unnecessary. Consequently, those fibers atrophy rapidly, but the rewards extend far beyond muscle preservation. Training heavy and with intent is one of the most potent natural signals available to optimize endogenous hormone production. Compound movements, exercises that engage large, interconnected muscle groups, especially the legs and back, create a powerful systemic hormonal cascade. A demanding set of heavy squats or a clean deadlift sends a powerful message to your endocrine system. I require maximum strength immediately. This stimulus is powerfully linked to the natural release of both testosterone and human growth hormone. These two hormones are primary drivers of male vitality, recovery speed, and cellular repair. Low-intensity exercise, by contrast, fails to deliver the magnitude of this vital signal. What does this power training look like in practice? It demands adherence to 3 crucial movement patterns every week. First, non-negotiable dyers, dowers, dyer. Non-negotiable dyers, non-negotiable dyers, non-negotiable dyers. NOM. This is the bedrock of functional strength. To generate and sustain systemic hormonal output, nothing surpasses a variation of the squat or the deadlift. These movements engage the body's largest musculature, the glutes, hamstrings, and quadriceps. When performed under a meaningful load, they activate almost every major stabilizing muscle in the entire core and trunk. This practice builds dense, resilient bone tissue alongside functional muscle mass. If structural limitations exist, begin with an elevated box squat or employ the trap bar for deadlifts. The objective is always challenging intensity, never reckless movement. We aim for a load where you can execute 4 to 6 repetitions with excellent form. This means the weight should feel heavy, often 75 to 85% of the maximum you could lift once. Are you hitting a true heavy compound movement at least twice a week? Second, NOPS, the explosive power drill. Asterisk. You must train the muscle to move weight quickly. This is paramount for maintaining the recruitment of fast-twitch fibers. Highly effective exercises include challenging kettlebell swings, heavy sled pushes or pulls, or low box jump variations. These movements focus intensely on the torque rate of force development. How fast can your neurological system command your muscles to fire? This metric defines functional youth. This training reinforces the neural connection between your brain and your musculature, guaranteeing that when you demand instantaneous power, say to catch a dropped object, your body responds immediately. This capability is rapidly lost without specific training. Third, DIMES, the carry-in load. Asterisk. DIMES. Elite senior athletes consistently incorporate loaded carries, notably the farmer's walk. Gripping 2 heavy weights and walking for a timed distance is arguably the single most efficient way to build structural core strength, grip endurance, and pure, usable power endurance. This skill transfers directly to real-world demands, carrying heavy tools, managing luggage, or moving with complete, uncompromising stability. These carries solidify your functional base, making your core and legs resilient to unexpected fatigue and stress. To fully integrate this first secret, a fundamental priority shift is necessary. Replace aimless, low-intensity activity with 2 to 3 sessions of heavy, highly focused resistance training each week. In these sessions, commit to lifting heavy, using multi-joint compound movements, and always include an element of speed. This systematic challenge to your functional capacity preserves your most critical, strongest fibers. This ensures you remain not just healthy, but powerfully capable. This tangible capability feeds directly into confidence, and promotes a robust biological and psychological system. Training intensely only delivers half the solution. You can effectively break down the muscle tissue, but if you fail to supply the correct building blocks, the effort serves only to accelerate biological aging. This leads us to the second often overlooked secret of the super-ager. Secret 2, they fuel for anabolism and repair. The second pillar is strategically fueling the system for growth and deep recovery. Senior athletes do not just eat to maintain weight. They eat to build and restore. The most critical nutritional mistake aging men make is a progressive reduction in overall protein intake. They often aggressively cut total calories to manage waist size, and high-quality protein is frequently the first nutrient to be sacrificed. This decision is fundamentally disastrous, especially when attempting to sustain the intense, muscle-demanding power training we just outlined. The rate of sarcopenia is sharply accelerated by chronic protein deficiency. After the age of 40, our muscle tissue exhibits diminished sensitivity to the necessary signals for growth. This biological phenomenon is known as anabolic resistance. It means that older muscle requires a significantly stronger, more concentrated stimulus to initiate repair and synthesis than younger muscle. This required stimulus comes from both heavy training and sufficient, high-quality dietary protein. Senior athletes grasp that protein is the absolute raw material necessary for muscle repair. More importantly, it is the primary dietary trigger for muscle protein synthesis, MPS. MPS is the core biological process that repairs and constructs new tissue. These athletes do not merely meet minimum protein requirements. They strategically load and time their intake for maximum anabolic effect. The crucial concept here is the leucine threshold. Leucine is one of the branched-chain amino acids, and it functions as the definitive on-switch for muscle synthesis. To maximally stimulate muscle growth in an adult over 40, studies suggest you often need a higher intake of leucine in a single sitting compared to a 20-year-old. For practical application, this typically translates to aiming for 30 to 45 grams of high-quality bioavailable protein during your major meals, 3 to 4 times daily. If a meal provides only 20 grams of protein, you may never hit that critical leucine threshold, rendering the anabolic window after your hard training largely inefficient. This demanding protein requirement serves more than just muscle tissue. Protein is broken down into constituent amino acids, which are utilized system-wide. These compounds are essential for supporting complex neurotransmitter function, ensuring blood sugar stability, and contributing significantly to the structural integrity of every cell in the body. A high-protein dietary framework, when synergistically combined with heavy resistance training, is powerfully linked to superior body composition. This superior composition helps stabilize metabolic pathways, which is critical for long-term functional health and vascular integrity. Optimal vascular health forms the absolute baseline for sustained sexual vitality. But we must address the persistent myths surrounding high protein intake and kidney health. For men who are otherwise healthy and do not have a pre-existing diagnosis of kidney disease, the extensive body of current evidence does not support this fear. In fact, research strongly indicates that higher protein consumption supports sustainable weight management and significantly improves bone mineral density in older adults. You cannot afford to underfuel the anabolic process. Beyond the sheer quantity of protein, the quality and completeness of the fuel are equally vital. Senior athletes are meticulous in their consumption of nutrients that directly support joint integrity and manage systemic inflammation. They prioritize healthy, essential fats, specifically omega-3 fatty acids, sourced from cold water fish or premium dietary supplements. These fats are powerful anti-inflammatories, which are crucial for recovering from the intense microtrauma incurred during the heavy, explosive workouts of Secret 1. Training hard requires a prompt and efficient repair process, and essential fats accelerate beneficial repair, ensuring you can train again sooner, stronger, and without excessive soreness. Furthermore, they ensure optimal intake of critical micronutrients, particularly zinc and magnesium. Magnesium is fundamental, involved in over 300 essential biochemical reactions, and is vital for deep muscle relaxation and sleep quality. Zinc is intrinsically linked to robust immune function and, for male vitality, plays a decisive role in the metabolic pathways that produce testosterone. These critical minerals are routinely deficient in standard modern diets, but are absolutely non-negotiable for anyone who intends to operate at an athletic or high-performance level, irrespective of their age. To implement Secret 2 effectively, you must fundamentally restructure your diet. Every single meal should be anchored by 30 to 45 grams of protein. Always prioritize whole, minimally processed sources of nutrition. Supplement this protein foundation with quality, healthy fats and complex carbohydrates, timing the latter strategically around your workouts for maximum available energy. Stop eating with a mindset of scarcity or survival. Start fueling with the mindset of building an engine that performs under extreme load. This strategic, anabolic approach to nutrition guarantees that the intense work performed in the gym translates into powerful, measurable, and enduring biological change. We have established the training stimulus and the required fuel. Yet, neither component matters. If you lack the internal consistency and deep psychological drive to apply this system week after week, year after year, this leads us to the third, most intangible, yet perhaps most powerful secret. Secret 3, they maintain an athlete identity. The third longevity pillar is fundamentally psychological. It is a defining mindset. Elite, senior athletes do not self-identify as men in decline, men who are just keeping busy. They maintain an unwavering, performance-based, athlete identity. This self-definition provides the inexhaustible drive for consistency and the psychological resilience that often determines long-term health outcomes far more than any single workout or meal plan. The prevalent mindset associated with retirement or aging often dictates relaxing discipline, significantly reducing activity, and prioritizing comfort above all else. Biologically, this is an alarmingly hazardous choice. When you systematically signal to your body that intense, demanding effort is no longer necessary, the body rapidly begins to downregulate essential repair and maintenance systems. The production of key hormones like testosterone and growth hormone slows further. Muscle maintenance is swiftly deprioritized. The entire nervous system loses its edge. The athlete identity aggressively reverses this decline. It inherently demands clear, measurable objectives, continuous performance measurement, and a degree of internal competition. This competition is often only with the physical output of the prior week, but it must exist. Having a clearly articulated, challenging physical goal, such as hitting a new personal best on a lift, finishing a challenging endurance event, or mastering a difficult functional movement pattern, provides profound neurological purpose. This purpose positively impacts overall mood, maintains critical cognitive function, and fuels the discipline necessary to adhere to the previous two secrets. Consistency stands as the single greatest variable in achieving powerful long-term success. Success is never about one heroic workout. It is defined by showing up 3 to 5 times weekly, every week, for the span of decades. The athlete identity supplies this critical discipline. These athletes treat their training sessions as crucial, non-negotiable professional appointments. They are mandatory maintenance sessions for their most valuable asset, their functional body. How does one adopt this potent identity? Begin by clearly defining measurable 20 performance goals, not vague, aesthetic-based desires. Instead of the general statement, "I want to feel better," commit to the specific goal. "I will successfully deadlift 1.5 times my body weight for 3 clean repetitions within the next 9 months. This shift focuses your entire effort on developing functional, verifiable strength, which aligns perfectly with our core mission. Functional goals automatically necessitate the intensity of Secret 1 and the precise fuel management of Secret 2. The element of challenge is also a significant psychological driver. Research shows that engaging in demanding physical activities that require strategy, complex motor skills, and rapid decision-making, whether participating in competitive sports or a challenging progressive resistance regimen, significantly enhances neuroplasticity. Challenging your body aggressively keeps your mind sharp, and a sharp, engaged mind is absolutely essential for safely executing the heavy, challenging lifts that preserve your physical strength. When you pursue a performance goal, you are compelled to learn, to adapt, and to continuously refine your approach, which is the mental antithesis of decline and complacency. The discipline forged through consistency in the gym inevitably carries over into all other domains of life. The mental toughness required to sustain effort through a grueling set of squats is the identical mental resilience needed to maintain a high-protein eating plan and prioritize restorative sleep. This integrated discipline elevates the quality of your relationships and your effectiveness in professional life. It ensures you remain a vital, capable, and formidable man in every aspect. What is the one goal you are afraid to set but desperately want to achieve? So the third secret is the daily, uncompromising commitment to operating as a performance-driven individual. Measure your strength. Set ambitious, quantifiable, hard goals. And treat your physical commitment with total respect. That high level of discipline is the fundamental, long-term differentiator between a man who manages his decline and a man who thrives with ever-increasing capability. These 3 secrets, power training, anabolic fuel, and athlete identity, constitute the complete blueprint. This is the truth behind why the 80-year-old athlete is often stronger than the average 45-year-old man. It is not about a hidden gene. It is the direct result of following a systematic framework designed to powerfully fight the fundamental biological processes of aging. Most men inadvertently follow a protocol that accelerates their decline. The super-agers implement a system that systematically reverses that trajectory. We have revealed the blueprint. Now let's synthesize these powerful actions into a practical, implementable weekly schedule. Your weekly training plan must be anchored by compound movements performed with unyielding intensity. This mandates a minimum of 2 full-body strength sessions per week that rigorously demand power from your legs. Focus on multi-joint movements like the squat and deadlift variations. You must also include at least 1 session explicitly focused on explosive power, like heavy kettlebell work and loaded sprints, where movement speed is the primary measurable metric. The remaining days should be dedicated to active recovery, low-intensity movement, and crucial mobility work to support the structural demands of the heavy lifting. Your kitchen must now function as your fuel depot. You must eliminate the widespread belief that undereating or light dieting is the healthiest approach. It is functionally detrimental. Concentrate instead on reliably consuming 30 to 45 grams of protein in every primary meal. We urge you to track your nutritional intake meticulously for 1 full week to establish an accurate baseline. Most men are stunned to realize they are dramatically underfueling the essential repair and growth processes. Make protein timing a priority, ensuring that a high-quality protein source follows your heavy workouts promptly to maximize the anabolic window. Finally, definitively redefine your identity. Set one ambitious functional strength goal for the end of the next financial quarter. Write it down. Commit it to your calendar. When you set this type of demanding goal, your training sessions instantly transform from routine chores into necessary, strategic steps toward a profound personal achievement. This powerful mental shift fuels the consistency required for long-term power. We must now address the most persistent obstacle for men pursuing this path, the fear of injury and existing mobility limitations. Many men avoid heavy lifting because they incorrectly associate it with inevitable joint pain or catastrophic injury risk. This fear, while understandable, is often misplaced. Chronic, systematic inactivity poses a far graver risk to long-term health than properly executed, smartly scaled strength training. Weakness is, in fact, the single fastest pathway to injury and frailty. If you have specific, diagnosed joint issues, you do not abandon the principle of power. You adapt the tools you use. If deep barbell squats reliably cause knee pain, immediately switch to an equivalent movement like the leg press or a box squat, ensuring your depth is controlled and entirely pain-free, but ensuring the load is still significantly challenging. If conventional deadlifts irritate a previous back injury, transition to a safer variation like the trap bar deadlift or a high rack pull. These modifications allow you to apply the requisite heavy weight without compromising crucial spinal position. The principle remains non-negotiable. The system must be challenged intensely. The specific method used can and must be intelligently modified to fit your current structural reality. Mobility and recovery are the essential support structure for this entire blueprint. Elite senior athletes rarely skip their warm-up or their necessary recovery work. They understand that restricted hip flexibility and tight ankles directly limit the maximum power they can generate and exponentially increase the risk of soft tissue injury. Dedicate a focused 10 to 15 minutes daily to active stretching and movement patterns that specifically improve hip external rotation and essential ankle dorsiflexion. This foundational flexibility allows you to safely and efficiently execute the heavy, demanding leg work that keeps your hormone levels optimized and your musculature resilient. Mobility is not a separate activity from strength. It is the fundamental enabler of strength. This blueprint works because it skillfully leverages the body's deepest, most innate response to a significant challenge. It tells your entire biological system, I still need to be strong, I still need to be fast, and I still must be functionally resilient. When your body receives this powerful, consistent signal over time, it fundamentally allocates resources differently. It prioritizes muscle maintenance over storage. It optimizes the production of vital hormones. It sharpens and refines the nervous system. This intentional process is the defining difference between simply existing longer and actively maximizing the functional quality of every single remaining year. The super-agers did not simply drift into their enduring power. They deliberately followed a calculated, time-tested system. They trained with fierce intention, they fueled their bodies with anabolic strategy, and they maintained an unbreakable psychological identity as disciplined athletes. If you are finally ready to stop merely managing your decline and actively begin pursuing your next performance peak, you must fully internalize and apply these 3 secrets starting today. The power, vitality, and capability you seek are not hidden in any miracle supplement or exclusive secret diet. They are found only in disciplined, consistent effort, strategic, targeted fuel, and a complete refusal to submit to the limits imposed by conventional, cautious thinking. Reclaim your functional power from the ground up. If this comprehensive blueprint resonated with your personal drive to live powerfully, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based strategies that help you age with dominance. The best, most capable years are still ahead of you. It is time to train and live like it.